Hey, this is greenbeans200 with a customer requested overview of the Star Signal ULB9LDC dash light. It's an extremely lightweight light, very compact. It's only like an inch and some change in height. I do have the windshield shroud on here. It can be taken off and you can use other star brackets to mount it flush. I've got the adhesive mounts on here because I had it on my dash and it was the best for eliminating flashback because it's right up against the glass. I've got a custom flashback shield on the top that I whittled out of some other rubber, and then I've got the one on the bottom, and I've glued them so they won't come off. I mean, you can pull them off, but so they wouldn't fall off anymore. I got this thing to where it works pretty good on the lower part of my dashboard. I used it in the daytime in funeral escorts. I used it at nighttime doing security. It was very useful, and it served me well for about 5 years. I moved to Nevada. They've got different laws, so you have to like spread the lights out to the side. You can't have them center line mounted anymore, so I don't need it now. And ironically, when I got here last summer, it was the only time I had these mounts fail. It was like 118 degrees outside, and I just started using a sun shield, and so I put the sun shield behind it, and it was a reflective silver sun shield, and it just like baked on there that day. And it worked fine for probably a month or two like that, but eventually this did fall off on one side or the other. But I put completely new VHB tape on this. I had it for 5 years in Missouri, in the south of Missouri, and it was like 100 degrees there, and it worked fine for 5 years. Also being lightweight, it never like fell off when I had bumps and stuff. Very impressed with the VHB tape from 3M. I've started like looking for that with other products because that's the best double-sided tape I've ever seen. I've used it to mount grill lights on truck grills, and it hasn't come off for years on those, so it's a good tape. Let me go ahead and turn this thing on so you can see some of the flash patterns and stuff. It's got a ton of flash patterns. I have to look at the manual, which does come with it, but it's got, I think, 20 or so flash patterns. And then you can actually program it to where it does different sequences. So like right now I've got it all white, all amber, alternating, which I think is statistically the best for giving a good footprint, separating your colors, enabling people to see you, and maximizing the output of the light all at once. It also can do only one color, so I could have this just amber or just white. I can also have it alternate left and right, just amber, or you can swap them to where it's like amber, white. You can do different programming with it, which is really versatile. I've just found that this is the most effective use of all those LEDs. And so it's got a little, I'll turn it off so you can see, it's got a little tiny button right there, and that's what you push with an ink pen to change. You just hold it for like a second and it will change the pattern. So if you want to change it after you mount it, all you have to do is unscrew the nuts that are holding it to the mount, and then the light will come off and you can reprogram it and then slide it back on. I'll turn it back on. It's super, super bright. Blind the camera with it, blind myself, yeah. But it's got really good off-axis light output. And there's just a ton of patterns. A lot of them have very subtle differences. I think Star was using a flasher for maybe a different type of light, and so they had a ton of different patterns. Crazy fast ones, some slower ones. It's got some that do the fade in and out, which I think is recently been shown some studies to be nice for calmer scenes, where the lights kind of fade in and out as they go. It's got a lot of patterns that combine two different patterns. Yeah, like that has that fade out, fade in, fade out, and then it has some quick flashes in there. It seems pretty effective. It's just overall really useful light. It's also got the flood mode, so if you can connect that green wire to power, it'll override the flash pattern and give you a solid flood mode. Also works when the light's not on. You just hit the green wire to power and it will come on the flood mode. So overall, really capable little tiny light. I did a ton of research before I bought it and found it was like the smallest profile. I didn't want it covering up a whole bunch of my dash, and I wanted something that wouldn't have much flashback, and this thing did the job. So I hope this has been informative for you. and have a great day.